What is the most stupid thing people still believe today? Anti-vax is where you're at. The mortuary. Cold. That making their child do beauty pageants is a good idea. Little Miss Sunshine was a good movie, though. Reversed the trope though. She made them take her. She wanted her time to shine. Damn it. Earth is flat mayo. I can honestly say I have never met a person who believes the world is flat. I've seen it online, but half the time it's just trolling. I know these people are out there, but I don't think it's a particularly prevalent belief. Certainly not comparable to the 40% or so of Americans who think the earth is 6,000 years old and the Flintstones is factually accurate. I've definitely met a handful of you can't prove it isn't flat types. Or I like to stay open-minded types. Of course, when presented with evidence, they immediately turn into grade schoolers shouting nah like they just got insulted on the playground. Edited to add a side note, I had a friend who actually wholeheartedly believed the moon is fake. According to her, it's a projection in the atmosphere made by the government to convince us we still have a moon because we nuked the real one in the 60s to destroy a Russian base where Soviets were colluding with inner moon aliens to take over Earth. This is the same woman who I've commented about before, who refused to get her child vaccinated because autism. And the kid ended up with autism anyway, and measles, and whooping cough. Luckily she snapped out it, and is mostly sane these days. Still thinks antibiotics are a ploy to weaken us to make us easier to wrangle into camps. But you can't win them all. You cannot tell a depressed person not to be sad. This is the same as telling a drowning man not to drown. My arm is broken. Have you tried not having it be broken? Exactly. That there are free things. If you aren't paying for a product or service, you and your information are the product. I wish that wasn't true. That there are hot singles in my area, but there are actually hot singles in my area, but none of them wants you. Why would singles in your area want him? That the earth is flat. Some people falsely believe that toads can give warts to humans. Warts are actually benign squamous neoplasms, which can be caused by a virus. This virus can only be passed from person to person, i.e., toads and frogs do not carry it. So you are saying 5G gives you warts? Only if a person calls you, and not a toad. That vaccines cause autism. The economy is organized fairly and awards wealth to people in proportion to their talent and effort. I mean, sometimes, sure. Being kind is a sign of weakness, as long as you're not too kind. Jess was white. Well, he wasn't Mexican either. Typo lol. That one race is superior than others. This bullshit makes no sense. I'm sorry, but the 400-meter relay is superior to all other races. Period. The 24 hours of Le Mans is a respectable second. Mayo. What an idiot. I can name the fastest guy to a mile and the 100 meter. But you have the audacity to believe that the 400 meters is the best race. Well, that's fine. Because you are entitled to your own opinion. No matter how wrong you are. That COVID is caused by 5G. Where did that get started? I'll bet it was a joke. Can't confirm. But if you look at maps of where 5G is available and maps of COVID cases, you'll see a lot of similarity. Because they are standard population density maps. We install 5G where lots of people are. And viruses thrive where lots of people are. That Avatar: The Last Airbender, the movie, is good. I mean, there is gotta be someone who liked it. I thought we agreed to pretend that it doesn't exist. I frame it as a film representation of a drunk person's memory of the Ember Island play. It is the only way I can sleep at night, if I recall that movie. Holocaust was a hoax. Also the Holodomor denials. To me, denying the Holocaust and denying the Holodomor are equivalent. And denial of the Armenian genocide. The Turkish government throws people in jail for stating that it happened. Santa exist. My cousin, a 27 years old Wow, I gonna need a little more background to that story. That any one race is better than any other race. I'm sorry, but the 24-hour Le Mans is definitely the best. In a 2008 poll in Kentucky, voters were asked if race was a factor in the primaries. 77% thought they meant NASCAR. The earth is flat or science isn't real. That koalas are bears. They aren't ursine at all. They are marsupials, most closely related to wombats. Despite many people calling them koala bears, when it comes down to it, they simply don't have the qualifications. Here's your upvote, you bastard. My parents still believe I have a future. Well, how are you doing? The armadillos are not plotting world domination. What do you mean? Everyone knows that, except for Karens. They haven't figured out that turtle rats are evil yet. You owe blood relations more deference and consideration than the people you're affiliated with by interpersonal bond. Interestingly, the quote blood is thicker than water is misquoted. Exclamation mark. Who'd have thought? The full version is blood of the covenant is thicker than the waters of the womb, meaning that interpersonal bonds are more important than simply where you came from. I'm not saying family is unimportant, just that some people are so horrible to their family who are then forced to look after them when their friends may need it more. I work on a strict who needs me the most policy, within reason of course. I've encountered people who believed humans aren't animals. I met one that believes that some of us are reptiles. Are we not? Astrology. Yeah, I feel like there are way too many people who believe this, or at least like half believe this. It's dumb. In its entirety. Sorry. I think it's stupid that people decide to believe everything that is said from one biased news source, like it's the law. It's not a bad thing to have a biased opinion, just as long as you look at multiple viewpoints of the issue. Fox News ugh. That being gay is a bad thing. Like WTF. My parents are homophobic. I'm not. But I'm still a minor and have to live with them. They didn't even want me to know what gay meant until 5th grade because it was a bad word. I used to be a little homophobic in 5th grade, but that was just because I didn't understand it yet. A lot of people are homophobic because the Bible says it's wrong, but the Bible also says it's not other people's place to judge other sins. Plus, some animals are gay. Homophobia is gay because you're thinking of what other people, some of your own gender, are doing with their parts. That children shouldn't be vaccinated. 16% of Americans still believe chocolate milk comes from brown cows. Yep, everybody knows any color cow can make chocolate milk. Just gotta feed them chocolate. You only use 10% of your brain. The majority of your brain is almost always active. Of course, activity doesn't mean that you're not a total dumbass. Seen that in a lot of YouTube thumbnails and game ads. That Donald Trump ran for president because he actually wanted to help the American people. This isn't me just being orange man bad. But seriously, it wasn't as painfully obvious that he gives less than one shit about anyone but himself. The man ran as a joke, and him winning was a joke. I honestly see this as he ran for president so that he'd have enough power to control certain aspects that would benefit his business. I just had a relative post a whole essay on FB about how the reason they support Trump is because of how much has done for business people and stuff. The relative fails to see that Trump is just doing things that will benefit him. Sure, business is now booming, but at what cost? Really? Obviously for people who have big businesses it's nice, but regular people are being screwed over. Unfortunately, many people don't care about that. The coups to me are real was GHT thing. One of Donald Trump's slogans is keep America great. Some people believe that shit. What about Kanye West XD? Question of the decade. What about Kanye West? Obama gonna send the Muslim Gestapo door to door collecting guns and white women. Thankfully 8 years was not enough time for him to execute his dastardly plan. But watch out. Biden is coming to finish the job. I'd love to go and find all the people that claimed Obama was the Antichrist and discuss that with them. Satan's incubation period is 8 years and 1 day, but thankfully his term in office was only 8 years. That climate change isn't real. Ads. That space exploration isn't important. That reposting AskReddit questions will get them karma. It will, though. Masks won't work. Carrots make Servasion better. This was British war propaganda. That wasn't a joke. Yes, but that's not true. Trump is heading up an investigation that will see his enemies arrested for being peddlers who use baby adrenaline to stay young. Really? Well, I guess I'll have to leave canon. Canon is just a scam started by Coleman Rogers, who is Q, and Paul Ferguson. Yeah, it's all bullshit. Trump is God. There is a magic man in the sky who will either let you into paradise or cast you into eternal suffering dependent upon how much you liked him during your lifetime. Not only that, it just so happens to be the specific flavor of magic man that was taught to you at a formative age. What happens if you die and find out the Minoan religion, practiced only on the Isle of Crete, was correct? Then I'd really want to know exactly who pissed in his/her cornflakes that made the whole Duckin Island explode. That's got to be a great story. That they have antibody for COVID, so it's their reason for not wearing mask. Duck them. That the earth is flat and global warming is a hoax. Using your phone while charging may damage it. That it's weird for someone to be asexual. That there's a gay gene. Religion. Any flavor. What about Pastafarianism? The flying spaghetti monster is real. Ramen. That the earth is just 6,10,000 years old, and that an invisible sky daddy spoke it into being. Scientology SMH. Epstein committed suicide. I don't think anyone really believes it though. There is no epidemic. Not wearing a mask in public to protect yourself and other people. Star Wars is a documentary. It could be, but it just likely isn't. Chocolate milk comes from brown cows. That if an all-seeing, all-knowing, all-powerful deity actually existed, he/she/it would give even the tiniest duck about you, or the particular patch of the cosmically insignificant rock you live on. I hate to tell you, but you're wrong. The flying spaghetti monster is real, and he does care about me, for I have been touched by his noodly appendages. There is an invisible man in the sky dictating how things go on Earth. For blimey, the thought police are out on full patrol today. Got. Way I half a dozen. A man in the sky sacrificed himself to save us all from himself, after his own creation did exactly what he set them up to do in the first place. With all due respect, if you're talking about Christianity, that isn't how the story goes. He's talking about Catholicism. The Secret. The President of the United States. Corona all in our heads and nobody died BC of corona. I've met someone who said she didn't believe in race existing. Flat Earth. That humans are using only 10% of their brains. Once my geography teacher told my class about it and I laughed, thinking he was joking. He didn't and started insulting me. I tried to vent to my friend, but he said, so how many percent of our brains are we supposed to use if not 10? That doesn't make sense. My mom also believes that chewing gum can get stuck in our throats. Santa. People tend to believe sound bites, or any pithy saying that sounds true, instead of thinking for themselves or doing some research. They just say, hey, that sounds right. That unoxygenated blood is blue. Wait, is it not? Well, where to start? Some believe the earth is flat, others that vaccines cause autism, some believe that some races are better than others, but I think the worst thing that people still believe in is that Carol Baskins did not kill her husband. Soul, reincarnation, God, afterlife, heaven and hell. You name it. Supernatural beliefs which, if they were literally true, would make the universe a worse place to live than if nothing supernatural were true whatsoever. That guys should enjoy being sexually assaulted by women because they're lucky. It's psyche when people say that kind of shit. Wyoming is real. Their government will protect them. Trump is a good president. That Trump is a good president. That all pit bulls are evil baby eaters. I own a pit bull mix and she's one of the kindest dogs I've ever met. That God exists. Gods, we are no longer in the Stone Age. Folks, I cannot get my head around the fact that religion is still taught in schools, not in history classes, but as an actual subject, and that they can collect taxes, have political parties etc. focused strongly on religious beliefs. I consider it a waste of time. I mean, we have modern science and other technology which could make our lives better. God exists. Oh shit, that's 3 I've counted so far. 3 what? That all lives matter. That's complete and utter bullshit. We all deserve to die horrible deaths. Existence is pain. Jerry. That America is the greatest country on earth. Honestly, most conspiracy theories are pretty stupid and far-fetched. Some of them are logical, but many of them are dumb as hell. Oh, and the dumbest people are those who believes that masks aren't effective against COVID. That pedophilic trans people have a right to live near us. What are you referring to? Chocolate milk comes from brown cows. The world is spherical FFS. Flat Earth. Teen Titans Go compares it all to the original. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.